Welcome everyone to our episode 86 of our section Drops of Wisdom. In today's episode, we are going to talk about discipline, a word that for many people is scary, a word that for many people is something that is not motivating them, or a word that has been judged and has a lot of shame sometimes for many of people. And why is that? Because people that conform to a very low standard criticize this word, because people that can't have an structured life and freedom in their lives criticize this word, and they think that is about just restrictions, and they think that is about just narrowing the bandwidth of your life, and it's so much more. So today we're going to reflect on this topic, and the first question that I want to ask you is, who is responsible for your life? I'm going to tell you that how I achieve more freedom and balance with this word of discipline. So that's the title of our episode. And that question that I ask you is, who is responsible for your life, really? Everyone else? Just are you just trying to please everyone? Excuses and blame won't get you anywhere. It's easy to fall into the trap of victimhood, but real power comes from taking responsibility for your life. Discipline has taught me to push through discomfort and stay focused on my own goals. I want to achieve more freedom, then I have to start with discipline. So I will give you 5 key ideas of how this amazing world has created much more freedom and balance in my life. And the first idea is discipline builds a solid foundation of success or for success. So discipline is not just a habit, but it's a foundational element supporting all areas of life, from career to personal well-being. And in this image, we can see the 3 regions of the brain that have been activated or are activated under a disciplined state. The executive state is the green region, and that is the prefrontal lobes and helps in self-regulation. It helps you, or the need of this developing region is for problem solving and to see and engage and commit with opportunities. Looks like wisdom and looks like unlimited skills. The more you are able to regulate this region, the more wise you become and the more skills you learn. What is the message? What can I learn? That's the simple message of this of this region. The next region is the one on the blue color, and that represents the emotional state. That region starts with connection, has to feel this connection with how you feel, and looks like this dialogue of in the back talk or the inner critic sometimes, verbal reactions, all the positive or negative dialogue that you are having and that you have developed. And the message is, am I loved? Am I connected with what I'm doing? Am I loving what I'm doing? Am I good at this? Etc. All of this dialogue will be triggered by the amount of challenges that you are faced with. And then the next region that is marked in red for a simple reason is survival state. That is the region of the brain stem, and it has to do with arousal, with excitement. But the developmental need, or why it was developed, is safety. It's feeling safe and looks like hiding, fighting, surrender, physical reactions when you feel threatened. This survival state is activated. That's why this word discipline activates many times this survival region, because you feel that sometimes you are not so disciplined as you could be. But that is just the survival state. You have to move upward so that you can start regulating the dialogue and shaping the words that your inner critic is going to tell you inside. So that's the trick about regulating these three regions, that you need to know what are they for and how discipline starts to create and regulate all of them on so much that your dialogue is not I can't, is I can do it. And I know how, because it looks like that's how you control this dialogue. So, what is a practical tip that I can give you? Start by establishing small, consistent routines, like waking up at the same time or going to bed at the same time daily, going to the gym 15 minutes every 2 days per week. That's good. That's a good goal to follow and to be consistent. Probably having time for reflection. These habits will strengthen your discipline over time, more if you are the most consistent you can. Repetition here is the trick, because the more you repeat those habits or rituals, as you want to call them, you will have much more confidence in yourself. And the second idea is about that. What is the social environment? What is the reaction? What is the influence of social environment? Well, it shapes your path. And I have here an image of exercise. Why? It can be any kind of exercise, but doing an structured time or having an structured time of exercise and any kind of sport or physical activity will give you much better physiology, and that will create much better mental health. That in part also will create a culture and a society completely different from the one that probably you are being surrounded with. Because the people that criticize you and that make fun of you because you have an structured life or you are disciplined, they are not going to make you grow. They are just trying to discourage you and to derail you under the toxic habits. So, this sports and physical activity mindset creates emotional and cognitive functions that are more regulated, more modulated, and they improve the mood, they lower stress, they lower anxiety, they upgrade your executive functions, your cognitive functions, they upgrade or boost your resilience. And in practical therapies, this social network that you create take you away from addictive people, from people that want to derail you with things that you know that are going to create damage in yourself, and they judge you for not complying with those things. For example, going to a party up to 3 a.m., probably you don't feel so attracted so much to stay up until that hour, because for you 3 a.m. is too much, and you know how you are going to feel the next day. So, and you know how you are going to feel when you go and do your exercise, and you loved so much your routine, your sport, your body, that you say, no, thanks. I will go, but I have to go out at 11 or 12 p.m. And that's it. And you don't care about what other people think. That's also the magical effect of discipline. that you don't really care what other people think. And that allows you to feel empowered. And that allows you to also have a different kind of fellowship and teamwork, not in this case of the party, but in the case of the people that you are committed with to go to the gym on the next day, or to go running, or to go swimming, or whatever it is that you do with this social network that practices sport. So that lures you more into being friends with that kind of people, into feel more empowered, into feel more encouraged by them than the other side of the society. Let's say the toxic side, or the um, I don't know, the party side of the people. So what is the practical tip that I can give you? Regularly assess who are you surrounded with? What is your social circle? Who is your social circle? If someone consistently brings negativity, criticizes you, discourages you, they are not your friends. They are just leading you to the path of less resistance, because they want to they feel that you um, shadow them, that you make their light dimmer, but they don't know that they are just constructing their own lives under those negative habits. So consider spending less time with that kind of people, and instead seek out individuals who motivate you, to challenge you and grow, to be better, to surpass certain obstacles, and to overcome that resistance to being much better. So, next, discipline enhances intuitive thinking, the system one that is fast, that is unconscious, and that has more emotions. But if you have a regulated emotional system, your intuitive thinking is also structured to decide quickly. That's what discipline helps you to enhance decision making with responsibility, and makes the analytical thinking, the system two, that is slow, that is more conscious and logical, to narrow the gap between the intuitive and the analytical. You don't need to analyze too much certain kind of decisions, because you know what is good for you and how are you going to feel. Those are the first questions that you answer whenever you have, or whenever you are presented with a decision. How am I going to be to feel, and what is the benefit that I'm going to receive by deciding into this way or into the other path. So being disciplined fosters this better decision making and a sense of responsibility, uh, promotes you, boosts and leads you to more freedom and control over your life, because you don't really have to think too much to decide things. You know what is good, you know what you like, and you know yourself. That's the other beauty of being disciplined, that you care about knowing yourself, that you read more to understand yourself, that you accept more your mistakes and you learn from them. The practical tip is practice taking responsibility for your decision by reflecting on the successes and on the failures, and more on the failures, because you learn more from that. You learn more. Why did I decide that? If I wanted this, why did I do certain kind of things that I knew that they were going to damage me? Write down what you learned from each experience, and that will reinforce your growth, and your intuitive thinking will be much better, much more fine tuned to decide what is good for you. That's the other idea. Next, overcoming challenges builds resilience. And that I can speak a lot about this, because I have done plenty of competitions more in swimming, that every time I feel pain under the competition, this is a challenge that I have to solve, and that is constructing more resilience. Why? Because it gives me tolerance to the negative effect of feeling that pain, and it strengthens the effects of stress, makes your mind think in other things, in positive things, so that you don't feel that kind of pain, makes you be more positive and accept the change. You are already in the competitions, you are already feeling the pain, so you better adapt quickly, and you better breathe differently. You better think in other things so that you distract from the pain, so that you have to adapt quickly. You don't have time. So you have a sense of control. Once you adapt, you grow that sense of control. And the last one in these circles is you have spiritual influence. You believe in a higher power. And more in those events where you have just one opportunity, one day, a couple of hours, or certain amount of time to do your best. So you connect yourself with the higher realm, with God, however you want to call it. You have more awareness that many of the energy will come from that connection. And that allows you to be more competent personally. And that grows your personal resilience. So, the practical tip that I can give you is, when faced with a challenge, break it down in smaller and manageable tasks. And that's what preparing for a competition do for you. Because the more you prepare for a competition, the more you have to divide the things. You are not going to run a marathon starting 1 month before. You are not going to swim 10 kilometers by swimming 1 month before 5 or 6. That's not how you start. You start with smaller goals, and you start upgrading the level of resistance in your physiology and in your mind. So focus on completing each step with discipline rather than feeling overwhelmed by the 42 kilometers in the case of the marathon example. And the final idea that I can give you is that self discipline allows you to cross this bridge of I can't to the bridge of I can, to the side of I can, to the side of mental and physical freedom, because you are not limited. You don't feel that you can't because you have already done plenty of things similar to those. There is almost anything new that you can face that doesn't look like something that you have tried before. That's why committing yourself to face more challenges boost your resilience and discipline to create a structured environment that allows you to be freer, to be with less stress, to be healthier, to have more financial stability. And that's also being disciplined, having freedom in your health because you are feeling good, because you are healthy, having freedom from stress because you know how to do the things and you know when to do the things, and you have freedom of financial decisions because you know where to put your money, how to invest your money in the best things that are going to give you rewards. So, what is the practical tip? Set clear, achievable goals for you, not to show off, in health, in finances, and in personal development. And set them small. Set them small so that you can first clear or check those goals and then scale them up. Use discipline to stick to your plans and regularly reward also yourself for the milestones that you have achieved to stay motivated. See how you did it and construct the prize for you, construct the reward, and see the final ending, see the goal. That is also why the competitions in sport allows you to create this mindset, these brain pathways, because you already know in a competition that you have to go to arrive to the goal. You have to cross the goal. You have certain time to do the things. So in life is the same. You need goals. You need that frame of time to comply with the things that you want to do and how you want to grow. That's how discipline is so, so powerful to construct much better um, decisions, to take responsibility for your life, and to create freedom and balance in your life because you know when you can do any kind of thing. That means entertainment, that means party, that means social gatherings, that means whatever it is, you have a structure of the things that you want to do. I hope that this episode has motivated you to lose the fear for that word and to start being more open to adopt that word as your mantra. Thank you very much for your time, for your attention. Have a wonderful day, and we will listen to each other on our next episode. Bye.